What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Personal Perspective with BUDdha The Enlightened One. It is February 1st, 2026. It is a beautiful Sunday. I'm feeling pretty good. I went to the gym this morning, did my thing, got home, took a shower, got my chicken marinating that I'm going to use for my meal prep for the week. Got to cook it tonight since our counters are going to get worked on tomorrow. I'm going to work on doing that here in the next couple hours after I get done recording this because I'm going to the Spurs game. They're playing Orlando Magic. Today is going to be dope. My birthday was last Wednesday. That was amazing. I'm very grateful in general for how this week went. What's dope is my nephew's birthday is the day after mine. So that Thursday, we all ended up getting some lunch with him. It was for him, but my cousin reminded me that it is technically for me as well. So it was really dope. We went to this place called Kim's Galbi Korean Barbecue where I got to cook my stuff. Never done that before. I've only ever heard of it and seen it, but like never got to do it, you feel me? That was dope. I felt like I was really whipping, you feel me? Me and my cousin split like this plate that came with chicken, pork. Dude, he's going to have to remind me what we got. Chicken, pork, short rib, shrimp. What am I missing? It was so much food. I've never tried so many different varieties of kimchi. There's a cucumber one that I think was my favorite low-key. But yeah, it was a super, super dope experience for like $30. Basically split between me and my cousins. After that, we went bowling. Had to warm up a little bit. I hadn't bowled in a while, but came back in the second game. Ended up winning that. I think I had like 130. I remember back in the day I hit a 210 or something around there. Very proud of that. I got to get back into bowling. But speaking of leagues, my basketball league starts next Saturday. So 6 days from when I'm recording this, obviously. So it's going to be super crazy. Opening ceremony. Since we won last season, I think we're supposed to get like something special. But yeah, all this preparation the last month in the gym, like studying the game, stuff like that. I've been putting a lot of intention into it. Obviously, the last month, I'm looking forward to seeing it paying off, you know? I feel like there's things that I'm looking at the game differently. I'm looking at life differently, obviously, and I'm grateful for that. Oh, my laundry's done. But yeah, I'm grateful for a lot of things, a lot of the changes that I've deemed necessary long before that I'm finally able to like commit to, you know. From last week, talking to my cousin, we worked out maybe 4 out of 5 days, Monday through Friday, and ended up really going hard. And I felt myself pushing myself. I was pushing him, and he was pushing me. It reminded me that iron really sharpens iron, and I think that's what the conversation is going to be about today. For thousands of years across cultures, belief systems, and generations, there's been one agreement on human growth. We don't become ourselves alone. We don't become ourselves by ourselves. We have philosophers writing about it that noticed it. We have psychology books that give definitions to these traditions. At the end, it always arrives at the same conclusion. Human beings are shaped through contact, through resistance, through feedback, moments that interrupt the stories we're telling ourselves. True growth doesn't happen in isolation. Long before the word accountability came into play, long before we had mirrors, there's one simple phrase that observed it without trying to soften it. Iron sharpens iron. Clarity is born through pressure. Refinement comes from friction, things we know that sharpen us. Today I want to sit in the truth, not just to motivate you, not just to correct you, but to explore what it means to be shaped by one another. A blade doesn't just sharpen itself. Iron requires contact, resistance, pressure, and in reality, so do we. We can feel that in friendships, relationships, family connection, and if anybody has siblings, you know how it is. A real friendship, relationship, or family connection isn't afraid to call you out on your BS. They're not supposed to agree with everything you say. They're supposed to be there to call you out when you're not being yourself. Most of the connections we've lost in our lives have been from calling people out on their BS. In many circumstances, vice versa, being called out on our BS and not taking accountability for it. And then eventually we all look back and realize like, oh yeah, maybe I was on BS. But yeah, of course it's going to sting. Of course it's going to feel like you're feeling some type of rejection for not being yourself, or you thinking you're being yourself and you're not being accepted, but really you're not being yourself and someone noticed and now you're upset that they noticed that you weren't being yourself. Like, make that make sense. Honesty isn't meant to protect a version of you that's convenient. It's meant to reveal the real version of you. Iron doesn't turn iron into something else. It sharpens what's already there. Oftentimes it's through disagreements. In school, we're taught to avoid disagreements or avoid upsetting someone, taught to avoid things, and eventually it'll smooth over. And even for me, I'm BUDdha The Enlightened One. Of course, I'm going to try and keep the peace. But peace without truth is just silent tension. When two separate perspectives meet in one room, something special can happen. Beliefs are tested, assumptions are exposed. Even the words you use in your version of the story are different from that other person's. We have to remember disagreement isn't about winning. Iron sharpening iron isn't about domination. It's about refinement. One iron piece isn't trying to dominate the other. It's not a competition. A healthy competition isn't about defeating your opponent. It's about discovering ways that you can improve yourself or how they can improve themselves. Whether it's a battle of physical, whether it's a battle of wits, whatever it may come down to. It's about discovering what you're capable of and helping that other person find out what they're capable of. Whether it's a peer, a rival, someone ahead of you, their very existence can awaken your discipline, your effort. Without contrast, we soften, but with it, we sharpen. The sword doesn't resent the iron block that sharpens it. Most people hear feedback and mistake it for an attack. Not every opinion is useful, but every moment of friction holds potential. The question is not whether criticism is perfect. The question is whether there is something in there that can refine you. Along this road that we're on of life, and at least on the last 29 years of mine, I've known someone that has been able to sharpen me. We've had mentors along the way, whether we realize it or not. Teachers, elders, strangers at the convenience store, those that have walked the path longer, those that have seen things on the path that no one else has ever seen. A lot of people will try and impress you with what they've experienced or brag about what they've done, but there are a few people that are out there willing to teach you something that they wish they would have known earlier on. And in some cases, a lot of people take it as an attack of them not knowing what they're doing. It's like, no, they want you to learn the way that they had to learn. We just have to relax our shoulders a little bit when it comes to people talking to us. Whether they are genuinely giving good, honest advice or not, it's still up to us and how we take it. We have to see if that opinion or that advice or that tip is even worth taking in, because you can see if that person has been applying what they're saying, if it's worked for them or not. You know what I mean? Like, iron sharpens iron when you have good iron around you, people that are solid. There's a lot of people out here imitating iron right now. They want to make you feel sharp without actually helping you. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the person that pushes you to be the best version of you that you can be, because honestly, what else do you have in this life to do? The overall message is we have to get out of that comfort zone and not be afraid to sharpen ourselves through other people. We have to be willing to learn from other people that are doing what we want to do. Like, if we see someone that's not doing what we want to do, let's not do what they're doing. You feel me? If we see someone that's doing something successful or being successful or are successful, and we have a way of learning from them, through them literally or through them and what their path is, then it's up to us in how we take that in. So don't be afraid to sharpen your friends. Don't be afraid to sharpen your family members. Be honest with them and keep them in alignment. And it's only right that they do the same, vice versa. And if you don't have those people around you that are willing to push you to be a better version of you without being hypocritical themselves, then you might need some new friends. Find some people that are willing to work as hard as you are. Find some people that are willing to outwork you so that you can work a little bit harder yourself. Again, this has been a crazy week. I have another crazy week coming up ahead, and I'm grateful for every step along the way, because I have people around me that are making sure I'm doing this, making sure I'm pushing myself in the gym, making sure I'm working on getting a better job, making sure I'm doing these things that I know I need to do to sharpen myself. And without them, I don't think I could do it alone. So with that being said, that's the end of the episode. Thank you for being here. Leave a like, leave a comment down below. Hit the notification button so you can come back. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. Repost it on your story if you're on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you see this. Share it with a friend. Share it with a loved one that needs to hear this, because I think we all needed this reminder, especially going into this new year. Like, it's February. Yes, we've got 1 month down already, which is crazy. But we still have the rest of this year. We still have the rest of our lives to do what we want to do. So let's keep pushing. Let's keep going. Again, I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing week, an amazing month. Do your thing. And as always, take care.